Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 37 Sudoku solver. This is a hard one, so here we will go step by step. We are given a Sudoku board such as this one and we need to return a solution for this puzzle. And in case you don't know what Sudoku is, here we have the rules. We need to have the numbers from 1 to 9 for each row and for each column and for each box. So for example, we can't put a 3 here because we already have a 3 here. We can't put an 8 here because we already have an 8 here. And we also have an 8 here. And for example, we can't put a 2 here because we already have a 2 in the same 3 times 3 square. Here we have the constraints. We know that the board has a fixed size. It has 9 times 9 cells. And it's guaranteed that we have only one solution. So let's start small here. Let's say we are standing in this cell. We need to fill this with some number. And more specifically, here we need to use one number in the range from 1 to 9. Now the question is, which is the right number for this cell? So we will try every possible scenario here. This means first we can start with number 1. And given that we don't have a 1 in this row, we don't have a 1 in this column, and we don't have a 1 in this square, this looks to be valid up to this point. So next we are here and we do the same. We can try every number from 1 to 9. So let's say we start with number 1 and this is not valid. Why? Well, because we already have a 1 here and we also have a 1 here. So we can't put a 1 here. So let's say we try number 2 now. We don't have a 2 in this row, we don't have a 2 in this column, and we don't have a 2 in this square, so we can continue. Next we are here, we start with number 1. This is not valid because we have a 1 here. We continue with 2. This is not valid because we have a 2 here. Next we try 3. We have a 3 here, so this is also not valid. We try 4. We don't have a 4 here, we don't have a 4 here, and we don't have a 4 here, so we continue with this cell. Next we are here, 1 is not valid, 2 is also not valid, 3 is also not valid, 4 is not valid, and 5 is also not valid, 6 is also not valid, we have a 6 in the same 3 times 3 square, 7 is not valid, and 8 is valid. We don't have an 8 here, we don't have an 8 here, and we don't have an 8 here. Next we are here, so we can't put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could use 6 here, but we have a 6 here, so 6 is also not valid. We can't put 7, 8, so the only number we can put here is 9. Next we are here and we can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so we don't have any possibility here. And this is the key for this problem. Here we can do something called backtracking. In case you know how this works, we want to move back one step. So now we are here and 9 is the last number we can try for this square, so we need to backtrack again. Next we are here and we have an 8, and the next valid number after 8 for this cell with this scenario is 9. So with this 9 we move to this cell again and we try this new scenario. Now here we can't put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so we can't put any number here, meaning from here we need to backtrack again. So now we are here. The next valid number after 4 is, let's try 5, it's not valid, 6, it looks to me that 6 is valid, so now we try 6 here. Now we are in this cell again, we can try this new scenario. And now I think you get the idea. We want to repeat this same process to fill every empty cell while we meet these conditions, and when we reach a point in which every cell here has a number, we just return the solved puzzle. Now time complexity for this will be big O of 9 to the power of m, where m is the number of empty cells and 9 is because we have 9 different possibilities for each cell. So let's say we only have a grid with this. How many possibilities do we have here? Well, we have 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. So this is 9 to the power of empty cells. And space complexity will be big O of 1. So now let's go with the code and hopefully you will get the idea. First, we want to store the values for every cell that's not empty into some data structure. And we are using dictionaries. We'll have one for rows, one for columns, and one for boxes. So this is a default dictionary with a default value of an empty set for every key. So we are doing the same for columns and for boxes. And we'll have an array, we'll call this field, where we are storing the coordinates for every empty cell. So this is initially empty. And now for I in range n, for j in range n. We are iterating the grid here. Remember that the size is fixed. The current value is board I j. And if we have an empty cell, meaning if x is equal to a dot, we need to add to field.append the current coordinates. We add a tuple with I and j. Else, meaning we have a number, row at the current row dot add x, columns at the current column dot add x, and we need to do the same for the current box. Now the question is, how can we get the coordinates for the current box from the current cell? And remember, the size for the grid is fixed at 9 times 9. So we can take I and divide that by 3, and we do the same for j. And this is how we get the coordinates for the current box. So box at I divided by 3 and j divided by 3. This is a unique key for the current box. Dot add x. Now we can build our backtracking function. We will call this bt, and this will take an argument. We'll call this start. This is the index for the current value in the array field. Remember, we are storing the coordinates for every empty cell in an array called field. Finally, we want to call bt with 0. This is the first value in the array. So our base case is the following. If we reach the end of the elements we need to fill, we just return true. This means if start is length fill, return true. Now the current value fill start has 2 values, I and j. And we need to try every candidate. This means every number from 1 to 9 included. So for x in range from 1 to 10. And remember, we are storing every number in string format. This is the format for the initial input, so we are keeping the string format. Meaning we need to transform this into string, so x equals string x. And now we can say if the current value is not in the current row, and it's not in the current column, and it's not in the current box, we can try a scenario with this value. Meaning if not x in row I, and not x in column j, and not x in box And remember, to get the current box, we do I divided by 3, Shay divided by 3. So if this is true, we try this scenario, meaning the value for board I Shay is now X, and we need to add X to the current row, column, and box. So row I dot add X, column Shay dot add X, box I divided by 3, Shay divided by 3 dot add X. And now we can say if bt with start plus 1 is true, we can just return true. So what this means is, if we continue with this scenario and we reach a point in which we fill the entire Sudoku and we return true in this base case, we can just return true, meaning the entire Sudoku is now filled and valid. Else, if we don't return true here, this means we need to backtrack. So we need to move back to the previous state. Remember, right now the value for board I Shay is X. And move back to a previous state means board I Shay is now a dot again. And we need to remove from the current row, column, and box the current value. So row I dot remove X, column Shay dot remove X, and box I divided by 3, Shay divided by 3 dot remove X. Now, if we reach the end of this loop and we never return true, we can just return false. So here we add return false. So this is it for the code. Now let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's efficient. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.